Here with another exciting live stream. And today I'm going to be doing another writing vlog where we talk about what developments we've made in books that we're working on slash have recently published. So, Heart of Heroes Volume 2 is now available in paperback and ebook format. And there are links in the description if you want to check out Heart of Heroes Volume 2 on Amazon or Volume 1 on Amazon. Both are down there. Also, I am currently working on Heart of Heroes Volume 3, and we made some pretty good progress on that so far. Let me read through the live chat, and I'll tell you guys more about what I've been working on, and let's work together to help expand this universe, because I have a lot of news to share in this stream in particular. I've done a good bit between yesterday and today. Also, Kratos has just written an entirely new story as well. And I've edited the story that we did last night on AI Dungeon 2, and I've written an additional story on top of that, and added more sections. There's just a lot going on. That's why I'm like, give me one moment to get the live chat set up so I can see what you guys are saying, and then I'll go into detail about all the new, because we have plenty of new on top of the new. So you got to say it twice. New. Here we go. Wow, the live chat has a lot of messages already. I'm surprised. Godzilla said, "Hi Nick, how are you?" Oh, fantastic as always. Thank you for asking. Godzilla said, "I'm doing well personally." Hey, that's great to hear. Volt said, "I'm here." Yo. Godzilla said, "Hey Volt." Godzilla said, "Yesterday, did you learn how fun it is being a monster?" Volt said, "Yo, Godzilla." He said, "Hell yeah, dude, it's way better." Godzilla said, "Yes." Volt said, "Yep." Godzilla said, "I think I'm gonna make a species or make a character that is a Tricycle." Oh, so Godzilla likes the species that Volt created and played as in AI Dungeon 2 the other day. If you guys haven't seen that stream yet, you should check out that stream. Let's see. Volt said, "I think I did a good job with the Tricycle." I think you did too. I dig it. Volt said, "By the way, I posted art for the Bracos." Godzilla said, "I love the idea and the art." Then Kratos said, "Hello. Yo, Kratos, Godzilla, Volt. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream?" Check it out. Let's see. Volt said, "Idea number one, brain. The organic supercomputer composed of hundreds of human brains created by a mad scientist." He said, "I'd love for you guys to create more detail about the scientist." So brain's going to be a character. It sounds like. So let me pull up the document and let's add brain to the characters section. And we're going to need to step through the characters template to make sure that we have all the details that we use for the character. Let's see. So Kratos asked Final Flame 3 thoughts. So Final Flame 3 is the third story that Kratos has written for Volume 3 of Heart of Heroes Superhero Multiverse. I have not yet started editing yet for Volume 3. I'm still writing stuff for Volume 3. Once I edit Volume 3, I'm going to read through everything in the volume, including your story, and I'm going to add the appropriate edits, and then that's when I'll be able to hit you up with my thoughts on Final Flame Volume 3. Don't worry, I'm really hyped to read your story. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm still writing stuff. Godzilla said, "Okay, I'm going to make a character." Godzilla said, "Mother, a Tricycle has created many other Tricycle." Kratos said, "Combining Frozen Flame and Final Fantasy." And then he said, "I like it. I'm glad that you vibe." I mean, isn't that the name that you gave to it? Frozen Flames. Did I say something different? I don't know what happened. Anyways, Godzilla said chaotic neutral. He's still writing out his character. I still need to write down Volt's character that he came up with. We gotta fill out these templates. So give me one moment. I'm going to paste in 2 new character slots. And then Kratos said, "You said Final Flames." Oh, so I accidentally gave it a different name. My bad. But I'm glad that you vibed with it. Godzilla said, "Oh, okay." Yo, Nostalgic Kid Gaming, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Godzilla said, "Hello." So the creator of Brain is Volt, and then the creator of Mother is Godzilla, but we're going to list Godzilla as anonymous because Godzilla does not want to be credited for their work. Okay. Now that we have names and creators down, Volt, what are the powers of Brain? Because I'm just gonna go like section by section for us to fill in everything about the characters. Because I noticed you guys were like rattling stuff off, but let's take it a section at a time, and we can each take turns filling in parts about our character. So after Volt shares his character's powers, then we'll go back over to Godzilla, and Godzilla share his character's powers, and we can go around like that, if that makes sense. I'm excited that you guys are like so hype that we're like immediately jumping into creating characters and stuff like that. I'm also really excited to see what you guys will create, and I'm also excited to share some of the changes that I've made. So I added in a character to the story. My character that I played yesterday in AI Dungeon 2, Ejat, I now have given him a description in the book, and I've also illustrated him. So he's been added. I also wrote an origin story for Ejat that's in Volume 3. I've also added a section to where we can add myths. I've added a section for factions. I know you guys were asking about that the other day. I've also added a section for adding cities. So we can add myth descriptions, city descriptions, faction descriptions. Those are all brand new things that I'm pretty hype about. Let's see. Godzilla said, I love these writing vlogs. Volt said, I don't know, to be honest. He said it was more just a concept. I was hoping you guys could expand on it. Well, if he's made up of multiple human brains, I wouldn't be surprised if he had psychokinesis. I also wouldn't be surprised if he had superhuman intelligence. Let's see. So psychokinesis would give him psychic abilities. Superhuman intelligence would give him superhuman intelligence. I mean, it's kind of straightforward. Both of those are very straightforward powers. I'm trying to see if I could give him one more ability that I think would really make sense. So if I was a cluster of human brains made by a scientist, since this world has like magical creatures and stuff like that, well, if you have psychic power, do you really need psychic powers and magic? I don't see why not. I could see the mad scientist combining. Well, you said humans specifically, not mage-born. I was like, if there's some mage-born brains, maybe he could do like some special stuff with that. Let's see. I'll leave it at psychokinesis and superhuman intelligence for now, and maybe we can get back to that in a second. So, next, let's go to Godzilla. Godzilla, what powers do you want for your mother character? I noticed that Godzilla's going on a roll describing stuff, but just let's take it one step at a time. So right now, Godzilla, for your character, we have your character's name, which is mother. We have the creator listed, which is you, but we listed it as anonymous. What powers does mother have? And we'll ping pong back and forth between you and Volt as we like fill in and flesh out these characters. Godzilla said, "Hey Volt, do the Traskill have different color stripes, or do they all have the same stripes?" Then Godzilla said, "Powers, tentacle, tongue, projectile." Okay, so just the normal powers that a Traskill would have. Understandable. Tentacle, tongue, projectile. I feel like that's. I feel like I would say projectile, tentacle, tongue. Like I would rearrange it, which makes sense because it's a Traskill. Are there any additional powers that you want him to have? He could have like magical abilities because Mageborn are a thing in this world. So Mageborn are creatures who were born with the ability to cast spells and use enchanted items. So if you happen to play as a Mageborn Trasakill, you'd have the projectile tentacle tongue, and you'd be able to cast magic spells. Also, um, Mistech City is like a big city in this world that a lot of people don't know about because it's shrouded in holographic filters and magic wards. But it essentially is like the tech mecca of the world, and they have the most advanced technology. In there, they have like robots and cybernetics. and holograms and stuff like that. So if you wanted to play a Trasakill that was like a cyborg Trasakill, that also works in this world fairly well. Like you got a lot of options. Let's see. Godzilla said, all right. Volt said also an army of Trasakill. I think an army of Trasakill would be pretty dope. Godzilla said this one is a little different. He said it has dark vision. Okay, I'm gonna put night vision because dark vision is very specifically like a D&D thing. So this is a Trasakill that has night vision and a projectile tentacle tongue. Okay, ballin'. What other powers would you like your character to have? Godzilla said natural leader. That's not really a power. That'll probably go more into the personality section, but we're not there yet for the personality section. If you, let's see, Godzilla said it can cause its babies to come and help it. So, can it do it like psychically, or is there like a signal? I'm still trying to figure out if that's a power or not. Like, is it just calling its babies like in their language, or does it have like a psychic bond with its children and can summon them like telepathically? Volt said, I'm gonna post a new species I made in the amino. It's way too big to post here. Let's see. So let me open up the amino. Then Godzilla said, mind powers. Okay, so can the ability to telepathically summon and command her children. There we go. And let me open up that nickabenson nation amino in a tab. I also still need to check that email address for Heart of Heroes to see if anybody has sent anything over there. Let's see. Volt said, should I post it as a story? Is it a character or is it a story? Either way is fine. Like you can post stories or characters. Then Kratos said, there ain't nothing in the email. Okay. Thank you for letting me know, Kratos. I need to sign in to Amino on my computer. Then Volt said, it's a species? Okay, I'll double check and see if your species description has everything that it needs. If it doesn't, I'll just ask some additional questions. Okay. Let's see. Jahid said, it's 3:12 in the night for me, lol. Yo, Jahid, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Right now we're doing a writing vlog where we're coming up with different characters and species, and we're building a shared superhero universe. It almost feels more like a horror monster universe. Let's see, Volt said, okay, I posted it. Ballin'. So let's see. Oh man, I feel like I'm editing so many things at the same time. Um, I have your species description up. I will get to that momentarily. Before we get to that, let's continue with Brain for a bit. So let's jump back up to Volt's character Brain. We have your character's name and powers. What is Brain's personality like? Volt said it kind of combines both Lovecraftian horror and comics. Because we do have like these really bizarre monsters created by Volt. And then we have these massive kaiju that like Godzilla's been thinking about. But Godzilla's also getting into the monster stuff now. And then I think of like superhero characters a good bit. And then Kratos has been working on really solid anti-heroes. He also makes superhero characters, but his anti-hero characters are my favorite. Let's see, Volt said he has a cold and calculating personality. Okay. Ballin'. So he has a cold and calculating personality. Let me know if there are any other personality descriptors that you wanted to add for Brain. If not, then I would ask Godzilla what personality descriptors he would want for his character Mother. Godzilla said, "Oh, Lovecraftian." I was reading your name while reading your message, and I almost called you Godzillion, and I'm like, Godzillion sounds like a rapper name. Godzilla said there is something that all Lovecraftian things need. Beth said, "Guess who still hasn't read Aquaman?" Yo, Beth, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Kratos said, "I've been focusing much more on story and developing specific characters rather than creating more characters." Then Godzilla said, "Fish people." I imagine we'll probably get some fish people soon then. Um, So I have to ask. Volt said, "Yep, fish people are a must." Godzilla said, "So I'm gonna make a tentacle-filled fish man or woman." So I have a question for Godzilla. What is the personality of your character Mother? Because we have her name and we have her powers. What is her personality? Do 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 do. Bam, bam, bum 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 bum. Godzilla said, "Mother." Do you mean like motherly? Because I would get that. I mean, that makes sense. She's also like a frog monster thing. So she has a very motherly personality. Okay. Um, are there any other personality descriptors that you would like to add for Mother? Kratos said backgrounds are gone. Oh, thank you kindly. So Kratos removed some backgrounds from some of his characters, which had an error in the ebook version of Volume 2. That error hopefully will not be present in Volume 3. Thank you, Kratos. I appreciate it. Beth said, Kratos, had a really good run of my talent show piece tonight. You shall find out what the piece is May 1st. It's a surprise. Volt said, Mother could be the queen of all the Traskill. Who knows? Jahid said, damn, what happened to Dueling Nexus? We haven't done Dueling Nexus in a hot minute. Um, the channel's been definitely doing a lot of like growing and changing as of recent. Let's see. Godzilla said elder, motherly, ancient, leader. I feel like ancient and elder aren't personalities. Like you wouldn't say that old man has a strong elderly personality. Like what does that mean? I do think being a strong leader is a personality trait. Um, but I feel like there's another way to normally say that. I'm gonna put strong leader though. I feel like there's a synonymous word, but I don't think it's charismatic. It's something like that, but it's not quite like that. So I'm just gonna put strong leader. Let's see. So where are we at? Godzilla said we just don't do it so much anymore. Kratos said I'm really excited, Beth. Godzilla said I like that idea. Godzilla said Mother is probably the queen or something, and then he said, "Oh, motherly leader." Bolt said he means she has an old soul. Beth said, Jet, is the writing vlog going till 10? I want to read Aquaman and come back and make another character. The writing vlog, I believe, is going to go until 10. Godzilla said ancient, like she's hella old and has like old carvings of her. And she has the personality of being old. That's not a personality. It's fine for her to be old. I'm just saying for this part of the description, it doesn't really make sense. Beth said, okay, thanks, no problem. Godzilla said, and hunts like the Permian era. Again, just not a personality trait. Kratos said, seeing these characters with no background feels weird. I mean, it allows them to be used in more versatile ways when we strip the backgrounds too. Beth said, be right back. See you when you get back, Beth. So, Volt said, she's all like, get off my damn lawn. Let's see. So Godzilla said yes. So we're gonna jump back up to. Do you want me to put like cranky then? Do you want? Cause that, cause that's not a like old person trait. That's a. That's just being cranky. Anybody can be cranky. Godzilla said, "Get out of the damn birth cave," and then he said, "Yes, cranky." So I'm gonna go back to Volt's character Brain. Volt, what is your character's alignment? Is Brain a villain or a hero? I imagine they're a villain based on the description you've given so far, but I could see them potentially being a hero if that's how you wanted to go about it. It's really up to you. To be honest, I think Brain has a kind of interesting origin because he's like an experiment, and that's what I did with EJAT. I made EJAT an experiment as well. So it'd be interesting if Brain and EJAT interacted. Jahid said, "Do you have a computer? If so, what's your specs?" So I have a work computer that I don't really know too much about its specs. My dad got it for me specifically for work. And then I have a recreational computer that I bought myself. It's like an HP Chromebook. It has like a touch screen, runs Chrome OS. It's good for surfing the web, but that's about it. Volt said chaotic neutral. Their interests are their own. People keep doing the D&D alignments. I always feel weird about it. I'm like, this isn't D&D. Let's see. Godzilla said Ejak can die, JK. Then Volt said, or maybe chaotic evil. Okay, let me go back and change where I say chaotic neutral. If they're chaotic evil, are they just a villain then? I don't know why you guys are like, it has to be D&D. That one just sounds like a villain. Let's see. Next up, Godzilla. What is the alignment of Mother? Is Mother a hero or a villain? I imagine they're a villain. Godzilla said, I would think a big brain robot man would be more lawful evil. And then Godzilla said, you asked for alignment. Everybody associates alignment with D&D, but that's just a word. That's like a word outside of like other things. Let's see. Kratos is doing the thing where he like makes small edits to surprise me. Let's see. So Volt said, yeah, I guess just a villain then, lol. Godzilla said chaotic neutral, and then he said, no. And then he said, and in your superhero words. So I would put anti-hero for what you described. Let's see. Godzilla said big ol' neutral hero, and then he said slash villain. That sounds like an anti-hero to me. Let's see. So what am I thinking about? Oh, jumping back to Brain, Godzilla said okay. What is the suit design for Brain? Because you know, I'm gonna have to draw these guys. I know Godzilla earlier was trying to say no design for his character, but I gotta draw him. So hit me up with something. Hit me up with something. And I'll try my best to make the drawing like a reality and make it work with your descriptions. Also, I haven't shown you guys the drawing that I did for Godzilla's character. So I'm going to try and show that now. Hopefully this works. I'm going to switch the camera perspective. Okay. So this is the art that I did for Godzilla's character, Antilak. This is his humanoid version. Jahid said, lol, do you remember when you used to upload poll/voting videos? I do, back in the day. Godzilla said, yo, that's awesome. I'm glad that you vibe. I tried to make him fit your description as close as possible. Godzilla said he still does. Well, I don't do the videos where I'm like, vote in the comment section. I now use the community tab polls to do stuff like that. Let's see, Volt said, I was thinking he looked like a giant metallic android. Okay. So, does he have like a metallic armored body? I can put like metallic skin. What's his color scheme? Hit me up with some of these details. So, metallic skin. We normally do two-tone color schemes. So if you give me like two colors that you want to be very prevalent in his design, I can make sure that those colors are there. So he's gonna have metallic skin because he's like an android. Okay, he's gonna have a black and white color scheme. Excuse me. So black and white color scheme, metallic skin. Any other specific details? I can always fill stuff in as I'm like working on the character. But I want to make sure that you add any details that you feel like are crucial for the character, and I can try my best to like fill it out. Do 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 do. Also, for bigger characters, I might draw them in a smaller frame, if that makes sense. Like Godzilla's character, I originally drew as like a bulky guy, but in Hero Machine, if you make your characters really bulky and give them like additional details on their body, they can become bigger than the frame, and then it's harder to get a clean crop out of the character. Jahid said dark gray and black. Is that like the two-tone color scheme that you think would be cool? Volt said, maybe that he has the ability to self-improve on his design. Oh, well, that would be a power. That'd be going back to his power section. So yeah, psychokinesis, superhuman intelligence, and the ability to self-upgrade in order to adapt to a hostile situation. So he can like more or less cybernetically evolve himself. I think that'd be pretty cool. Kratos said, also, Nick, a small detail you may not have noticed. The opening sentence for every Frozen Flame story starts with either the darkness or the light, depending on which character you're following. Oh, ballin'. That's cool. Jahid once said, wait, what are you talking about? XD. We're currently working on a shared superhero universe. It's a public domain superhero universe where you're able to use any of the characters, any of the stories, and anything that you want. We've already written and published 2 volumes of this so far, and right now we're working on volume 3. Godzilla said, if for suit, red stripes going down her back. Walt said, by the way, I put in a good amount of work into that new species. It's probably my favorite one. I'm hyped to hit it up. The only reason why I haven't added the species yet is because you guys both were like, we want to give you characters right now. And I'm like, well, I want to make sure that your characters get in. Plus, the species is already like written. So it's more of like you guys are off the dome giving characters. I don't want them to get lost in the ether. Um, so for your suit design, you said you wanted a black and white color scheme and metallic skin. Godzilla said for the suit design, you just want red stripes going down the back. So the way that Hero Machine works, I can only draw the front part of the character anyways, so you probably wouldn't see that. Um, does she wear anything to help differentiate her from like other Trasakill or not? Because she could just not. It's kind of up to you. Let's see. Kratos said the opening of Volume 1 was the darkness shrouds me as I peer into the empty warehouse. Godzilla said with the normal Trasakill color, and then he said, she's a little bigger from some other Trasakill. So she's just gonna be naked. So you're like, it's actually suit design none. Interesting. Then I'm more or less just going to try to draw a monster, I guess. Uh, we'll see how that goes. I might be able to do it well. I'm not sure. Godzilla said yes. Kratos said Volume 2 has the light pierces my eyes as I open them, waking up in my bed. So does Volume 3 start with the light or the darkness? Jahid said, if I were to create a hero outfit, I would just do normal clothes and for it have any eye power. So any eye-based attack. That sounds pretty cool. Um, for the characters, I'm asking everybody to try and like flesh out and like add details to everything. If you want, Jahid, we could make a character for you, but I'd want to wait until we finish Volt and Godzilla's characters, because we've been doing that for like 30 minutes. Um, yo, Volt, what is the occupation of Brain? Like, what does Brain do as their job? Volt said, by the way, Nick, have you seen the art for the Bracos? I feel like it captured what they are meant to be as a species. Don't worry, I'm gonna hit up more of the stuff on the amino. Right now, I'm just taking things like one step at a time. I'm trying to make sure you guys' as characters get in. For anything that's already pre-made, I guess I'm not as focused on it. because it's already preserved. Like I can go to it at any time and add it to the book. But the stuff that you guys are coming up with, like off the top of the dome, I'm like, I don't want to lose the opportunity to put that in the book. Let's see. Kratos said Volume 3 starts with the darkness closes in as the moon is slowly covered by clouds. And then Kratos said that's how you know Volume 3 is following Fyrix. No, Fyrix. Um, I do remember that you wanted to do Fyrix this time around to explain how he enters the AI Dungeon 2 story. The AI Dungeon 2 story, by the way, is called Brawl in the Abandoned House, is what I ended up naming it. And I've already edited that story and I'm pretty excited about it. And I hope you guys are too. That's what's got me more into the Ejak character that I made up last night. Because a lot of the characters I've been making for Heart of Heroes, I haven't actually like had stories where they do stuff for real. I've written things that like kind of explain their place in the world, but not like what they do. So it was cool to have a character actually do stuff before I made them, and then build the character description around their actions in the story. Volt said, I think his main goal is to improve at any given opportunity. So I think most of the time would be spent replacing brains and parts. Would you say that he's like a cybernetics engineer? But would you say that he more or less engineers the cybernetics for himself? So Kratos paid me $2 to read his story real quick. Do you want me to read it like on air? And also, it's not gonna be real quick because Kratos writes these big ass stories. Volt said, "Yeah, I'd go with that." This is because I kind of don't want it to be a thing where it's like Kratos pays me $2 to read the story, and then the story takes like a long time to read, and then people who are trying to like put things into the book don't get the opportunity to put their things into the book. I would say, let me try and put in these characters first, and then we can hit that up. Kratos said, I told you this one's less than 400 pages. None of the stories have been 400 pages. You keep saying that, like pages instead of words. I got you. Um, Let me again finish adding these characters, and then we can hit that up. So I'm gonna finish adding Brain to the book. I'm gonna finish adding Mother to the book, and then I'll check out your story. So we added Mother's occupation. No, we added Brain's occupation. Uh, Godzilla, what is Mother's occupation? Kratos said words I meant. Then Volt said less than 400 pages. The fuck? Yeah, he keeps saying pages instead of words, but he means words. Also, thank you for the super chat, Kratos. I do appreciate it. Um, so Godzilla, what is the occupation of Mother? Do 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 do. Let's see. Godzilla said occupation reigning as queen. So queen of the. I need to scroll down to the species list. Ah, crap. The species list is now so far down. Queen of the Triassic. Let's see. Kratos said, I don't know why I keep doing that. He said, also, this book is at 128 pages. Yeah, it's been going pretty well so far. Volt said, being monarch of the Triassic. Shahid 1 said, if there's someone called Mother, so Mother is Godzilla's character that he's been working on. Godzilla said, Ugrath is probably like a princess slash prince going to become the next queen. Interesting. Volt, for Brain, who is Brain's antagonist? You don't have to name a specific person. It's more like if Brain was to have someone like after them, or someone who's trying to stop them, or someone who stands against them, what kind of person would that be? Then Volt said, Eject. So he wants to actually directly connect his character with mine. I think that's kind of cool. I dig that. So he's trying to take down Ejat. Ejat's whole thing is that he's trying to, because I haven't told you what Ejat's goal is. So what Ejat's trying to do is he wants to kill monsters that are getting too powerful and are on the verge of becoming kaiju. So he's trying to stop monsters from becoming kaiju. So he doesn't just kill all monsters, he specifically tries to take down monsters who are getting to the point where they could potentially end the world. But he doesn't fight kaiju though either. Like it's a very specific line. Like if the monster's already giant, he's gonna try to get away. If the monster's not strong enough, he doesn't care. But if they're almost to kaiju, he's like one less kaiju if I kill it like right now. Volt said, could Brain become a kaiju? If you want, we could have another power, the ability. Huh, well, hold on. What if the brain is trying to self upgrade itself to the point of becoming a kaiju? That actually would be like a really cool premise. So, Brain is specifically trying to become a kaiju artificially because he's not like a real monster that normally becomes strong enough to just grow into a kaiju. He's trying to do it cybernetically. I think that'd be cool as fuck. Kratos said, Nick, you're not reacting to my jokes in the Google Docs enough. Well, I'm trying to keep track of the combo flow. Volt said, find out next time on Dragon Ball. Godzilla said, I'm a monster trying to become a kaiju. And then Godzilla said, Ejat is dead to the Trasakill. I mean, I'm actively fighting a Trasakill, so that makes sense. Um, so I'm going to. Well, yeah, and under on antagonist, I guess Ejat is also the antagonist to the Queen of the Trasakill as well. Wah wah. Wah wah wah. Beth said, my character is a mermaid dragon named Tsunami, and she has the power to shoot toxic water at people. And then Beth said at Kratos, it's okay. He doesn't always react to my dank ass memes. Then Kratos said, I know you're fine. He said, I just can't help it. Beth, let's add your character during the 10 to 11 block. Um, because right now there's a lot going on. Kratos paid me money. I need to read his story on stream. Kratos said he was about to type the antagonist for Brain, and he said, I put Ninja Turtles. Godzilla said, is Tsunami a Trasakill? And then Godzilla said, wait, that is dumb. He said, I said it wrong. So let me read Kratos' story real quick, and then we can go from there. Do, 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 do. I feel like Kratos' story is going to be hella long. I don't know. He's like, it's less than 400 words, but it's a dramatic reading. It's not like I'm like skimming over it. Let's see. Beth said, okay, I can wait. She said, I decided to color tonight instead of cosplay. Lol. Volt said, Ejat is quickly, and then Godzilla said, Ejat is growing enemies. That's true. Volt said, what is quickly becoming the most wanted man among monsters. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I mean, he is. Well, he straight up is killing monsters, so that makes sense. Kratos said, it's the shortest one I've ever written. Okay, I got you. Here is Frozen Flames, Volume 3 by Tyler Hall. This is the third story in Heart of Heroes Superhero Multiverse, Volume 3. The darkness closes in as the moon is slowly covered by clouds. I walk carefully through the dark forest, sticking to the shadows. It's a rather trivial task. I look down at the red gem in my hand. There is a swirl of darkness within that seems to always lean in one direction, almost like a compass. I follow the direction it's pointing. I come across a clearing in the forest with a rather large, though abandoned house in the center. I see two people laughing loudly entering it. A couple, it appears. Kratos is in the document editing shit, so it's like moving. So I instantly lose my place. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, where are we at? Okay, here we go. um, here we go. The boy is tall yet slim, with bright blonde hair. The girl is even thinner still, with dark hair. The gem points at the house, so I follow. I approach a window, and I hear voices within. By the way, Kratos, because I'm reading it now, it's gonna feel really weird when I edit. Because when I edit while reading, it keeps it from feeling like repetitive. But now when I edit it, it's gonna be like, oh, I'm reading it again. Anyways, continuing the story. Do you think it's really haunted, Sam? Asked a female voice. I doubt it. I think we're just wasting our time, the boy Sam responds. Oh, don't be like that, the girl whines. You should open your mind a bit more. My mind was wide open, but it closed after walking the first mile on our way here. What time is it, anyways? I'm not sure. Let me check. I hear rustling, like someone looking through a bag. Hey, Sam? The girl asked, with a tone of worriedness in her voice. Yes? I think I dropped my phone on the way here. Sam curses loudly. I'll go look for it, don't worry, he says, walking towards the door. With no punctuation, head ass. Uh, Thank you. I love you bunches, the girl says sweetly. I hear the unmistakable sound of the front door slamming closed as Sam walks out towards a path cutting through the forest. I take my chance and stalk over to the door, opening it quietly. However, my footsteps echo on the old wood. Sam, that was fast. Did you find. She cuts herself off as she turns the corner. Seeing me, a look of terror spreads across her face. No, dear, I did not find what I'm looking for, I say. Oh, wait, fuck. I didn't know who was talking. No, dear, I did not find what I'm looking for, I say, looking longingly at the red gem in my hand. Perhaps you know where it is. Before she can even open her mouth to scream, tendrils of darkness lunge from the shadows, binding her and covering her mouth. I hold out my empty hand palm upwards. I conjure a dark flame in my hand as her muffled screams fill the room. Kratos, where the fuck did the guy go? Where'd the guy go? So Kratos is like, I'm gonna write a story that explains how my character got into the abandoned house during the AI Dungeon 2 session. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he sets up the premise with the dude and the girl. And I'm like, well, that dude never comes back up. So I imagine he's gonna kill the dude. And then Kratos writes a story where he doesn't kill the dude. Where'd he go? Is he gonna be relevant? Is Sam like a real character? I think Kratos mentioned Sam in a Facebook Messenger thing. I think he is supposed to be a real character. How long is that nigga gone? He was looking for a phone. There's like a full fight that happens in that house. Also, that bitch screams. Where'd she go? I don't get it. He like vanished. That nigga must have isekai'd. He's like in another universe or something. Let's see. Volt said at Godzilla, check out the new species on the amino. It's different, but I like it. Godzilla said, you mean the bugmen? Kratos said, it's okay. Volt said, yes, sir. The bug women. They are a matriarchal society. Oh, that sounds cool. Godzilla said, I sent a species like them. Both bug people. He said, I love them both. That means I have plenty of stuff to add to this volume. Let's see. Kratos said, keep in mind, the scene in the abandoned house isn't over. And Kratos said, the guy is very relevant. That's true. Beth said, Chino says hello. Yo, Chino. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day, Meow? Do you have any questions for your Meow? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to Meow on the stream? Let's see. So, I guess now that I've finished reading what Kratos wrote, I do have more option. Like I am able to like write more stuff. So since the species are already written up, I'm not gonna mess with the pre-written stuff because I can add that at any time. It's just already written, if that makes sense. So for now, I'm gonna focus on stuff that you guys have like ready to discuss, but you haven't sent it to me on Amino. That's gonna be my focus. Godzilla said Eighth Talak is still new to the world, so people are like, what is that thing? I do think Eighth Talak has a very interesting setup. Since we're doing dramatic readings of stuff that's in the book, let me do a dramatic reading of the AI Dungeon 2 story that we did yesterday, now that it's been edited. That way you guys will be aware of the edits that have been made. Our story begins in a dark forest on the outskirts of a large city. Aethelak walks into the forest and explores the area. His goal is to protect those who are weaker than him, who he calls the small ones. Aethelak, as he ventures through the forest, notices a mysterious group of humans passing by an abandoned house. Ugrath crawls up from beneath the Earth's surface and slowly heads towards the abandoned house. His goal is to spread his spawn across the surface world. Aethelak looks around for any threat or danger. Suddenly, he hears a loud noise followed by a scream. Felix remains shrouded in shadows as he blasts dark fire from his hands. The woman screaming stops as her body lies motionless in the middle of the abandoned house. His goals are unknown and mysterious. Ugrath enters the abandoned house with Felix and the woman. Ugrath stands there for a moment before he walks over to the body of the dead woman. He examines her face and then looks down at her chest. He then forces his projectile tentacle tongue into the woman's chest and pushes his eggs into her corpse. Ejat walks past the abandoned house and hears strange noises coming from within. His goal is to hunt down and slay powerful monsters before they grow into unstoppable kaijus. Ejat investigates and sees Ugrath. Ugrath is a humanoid frog creature whose back is covered in red and blue stripes. Aethelak investigates the screams and approaches the abandoned house. He grows into his full kaiju form and towers over the building. He destroys the roof and looks down inside. Ugrath hovers over the dead woman's bloody corpse. Ejat looks up at Aethelak in horror. Felix is still shrouded by magical darkness. Ugrath turns toward the sound of Ejat's footsteps and steps towards him. Ugrath stares into Ejat's eyes and emits a stuttering, ominous croak. I was sent here to kill you, but I'm not sure if I can. Especially not with that giant monster right there, Ejat replies. Ejat points up at Aethelak in the hopes of drawing Ugrath's attention away from him. Felix creates 4 tendrils of darkness from the surrounding shadows. All of the tendrils reach out, attempting to capture and bind Ugrath. 2 of the tendrils attempt to kill Ugrath. Ugrath quickly shoots out his projectile tentacle tongue and grabs 2 of the tendrils wrapped around his body with ease. The way that I read that was so weird. Ugrath quickly shoots out his projectile tentacle tongue and grabs the 2 tendrils that are wrapped around his body with ease. There we go. He pulls them off of himself and throws them aside. He then uses his tentacle tongue to grab both of the remaining tendrils, which have now grown larger than a man, and holds them tightly. Ejat draws his sword and charges at Ugrath, while the beast is distracted by Felix. Ugrath quickly tosses the tendrils away and fires his projectile tentacle tongue at Ejat. Ugrath's tongue slices through the side of Ejat's neck. Ejat's body falls to the floor, as does his sword. Felix attempts to pull Ejat back up, but he is too heavy due to the weight of his armor, and he collapses forward again. Aethelak creates a force field to protect Ejat, Ugrath, and himself from Felix. Aethelak sees Felix as the biggest threat, due to Aethelak's dark and mysterious abilities. The force field forces Felix to release his grip on Ejat. Ugrath leaps toward Ejat and attempts to attack him. Ugrath's initial attack fails to penetrate Ejat's incredibly durable armor. Ugrath unleashes a barrage of strikes with his projectile tentacle tongue. Ejat manages to dodge Ugrath's attacks. Saying all these weird names in consecutive order. Anyways, Ejat manages to dodge Ugrath's attacks with a series of well-timed evasive rolls. Ejat quickly picks up his sword and stabs Ugrath in the stomach, causing him to fall backwards. Felix uses his metal heating abilities to quickly heat up Ejat's sword. The blade is now glowing red hot. He summons a tendril of darkness from a shadow inside of the force field. His tendril snatches the glowing sword away from Ejat and then swings the sword at Ugrath's head. Ugrath blocks the blow easily, but burns his arms in the process and smashes his fist against the tendril of darkness, propelling it into the force field. The force field shatters, releasing a powerful shock wave that knocks Felix to the ground. Felix tries to get up, but he's no match for Ugrath, who kicks him hard in the groin. Ejat thinks for a moment and notices that Ugrath was unable to penetrate his armor. He notices that Ugrath appears to be vulnerable to fire. I'm going to say he also notices. He realizes that the force field is down and quickly backs away from Ugrath. Ejat uses this opportunity to escape from the house and begins to run into the woods. He is fleeing for now, but he knows the next time he encounters Ugrath that he'll need more armor and flaming weapons. But he knows the next time. What? He's fleeing for now, but he knows the next time he encounters Ugrath that, okay, there probably needs to be a comma. That's what was messing me up. Anyways, he hears the sounds of battle coming from below the Earth's surface. Wondering if the sounds are echoing from a nearby cave, he decides to investigate. Moments after entering the cave, he is startled by the discovery that he's surrounded by kaiju. He quickly turns around and races out of the cave to a nearby lake, where he suddenly comes face to face, with a giant sea monster. Will Ejat survive this encounter with the sea monster? And will he be able to one day kill Ugrath? Why did Phyrix murder the woman in the abandoned building? And will he survive in a one-on-one battle against Ugrath? Will Ugrath be able to reach the city and continue spreading his spawn in the corpses of his victims? Will Aethelak take a more active role in the battle between Phyrix and Ugrath? The answers to all these questions and more will be revealed in a future story. To be continued. Let's see, where are we at? Let's see. I already read that. Kratos said basically in Volume 4, after the aftermath of the brawl, Sam is going to come back and see her disembodied corpse, freak out, and head to his relevant relative. Niggas writing tongue twisters for no reason. Why not just a relative? Just his relevant relative. That alliteration game too strong. Godzilla said, I'm gonna make a little story about Aethelak. Expanding on that lore. Volt said, I might write a story about the Provecti and how they came to lose their home planet and became nomads. Who knows? Oh, they're like aliens? What? Volt said, what would be the present year in Heart of Heroes, like timeline wise? Don't even get me started on a timeline. Like, we've written things that take place in the present day. We've written the creation myth, which must take place at the beginning of time. And we've written. I have one character who comes from an alternate universe future, and he has knowledge of the future of his alternate universe. And some of the facts line up with our world, and some of the facts don't because of the differences between the two timelines. But we haven't even said what year it is. So I don't know. I'm not too focused on that, on like what the current year is in the world, but I'm sure if someone names a year, that it'll become canon, and we'll probably need to have like a timeline section, which is gonna be gross, because then we're gonna have to say where each story takes place in the timeline, but it's okay. It'll work. We'll get to there eventually. Let's see. So where are we at? Godzilla said, my story is going to be a document of time. That's going to be interesting. Kratos said, I don't think Heart of Heroes can compare to the in real life timeline. So you don't think it should work with the real timeline? I mean, it could be like our world, but different in many ways, I guess, because there is a lot of crazy shit. Beth said, Jet, you and I should do a dramatic reading together sometime. You're doing well with the reading. I'm glad that you vibe with it. Kratos said, like, I think it would need a new year system, so not use the traditional year system. Bolt said, you're right. He does do very well with the reading. Thank you. I'm glad you guys vibe with it. Bolt said, obviously, it wouldn't use our year system. Everybody's like, there's no way it could use our year. I don't think it would be that crazy if it used our year system. Ryan said, hello. He said, I had a great series of rants today. He said, had a decent dialogue with Michelle about fascism. Oh, it sounds like you're having fun, my guy. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Kratos said, relevant relative is a hint at why Sam is a relevant character. He's gonna be Stellaria's brother or Stellaris's brother. I always get the names confused. And I'm also guilty of this, but I always write really weird ass names. I think everybody is. But Sam has a normal name. Why is Sam so normal? Let's see. Ryan said she saw a play about fascism, but sounded hella watered down and cowardly. Huh. Godzilla said, I kind of need the year. You need the current year for the thing? If you make one up, it'll probably be fine. It probably won't conflict with anything. Since no one else has specified years yet, if you made up whatever the current year was in the universe, we could go with it from there. It'd be fine. Let's see. Ryan said current year is current year. Godzilla said, so I guess I will make a random year. I'll add a timeline section once you've created your story and we can work around it. Godzilla said, when I said a document of time, I meant like a document of an event. Understandable. I get where you're coming from. Ryan said Marvel, but also still 9/11. So that's a thing. That's a real thing. In the Marvel comic book universe, 9/11 happened, and there's like a story where they talk about how the superheroes react to 9/11. And Spider-Man literally shows up as the towers are falling. Like it's like a too late thing. I'm curious if we're going to incorporate any real world events into the superhero universe, and if so, how exactly would that go? Volt said, looks like Godzilla will create the timeline. Ryan said, guess the Avengers dropped the ball in 2001. Luckily, the Avengers movies didn't come out until post 9/11. Imagine a pre 9/11 Avengers franchise that then has to try and like account for the like a 9/11 happening. I think that would have been really different to see that take in the movies, I guess, like how they would have responded to it. Beth said, date idea. We do an AI dungeon campaign and then a dramatic reading post quarantine. Maybe. A lot of the times when I do the dramatic readings, it's normally when I'm playing AI Dungeon 2. Kratos said, Nick, Stellaria's alter ego is Sarah. That's true. She does have a normal human name. And I guess her brother also inherited the SAs in the name. Everybody's SA something. Ryan said, use a better calendar than ours when picking the date. Kratos said, and the three thugs in Volume 1 had normal names. That's true, they did. One of them was Kevin. Ryan said, our calendar isn't great. He said, I know 9/11 happened. That's why I said that. I know that you know. I was trying to fill in everybody. Godzilla said, the Battle of Thebo happened here. And then he said 4/20/2070. What? Why is it so far in the future? 20 I would have honestly preferred if you were like the year's like 643 or something arbitrary like that. Like 2070 makes it just feel like it's the fake future and I'm going to be old enough to see that it's not the real future. Ryan said Spider-Man movie, but the towers weren't edited out. Oh, that was also a thing. Volt said we gotta have a different year system, Godzilla. Beth said 2 more minutes, lol. Godzilla said we do, and he said, oh, fine. Ryan said 2070 will be here before we know it. Agreed. Also, I got it in the stream because Beth and I are about to do our 10 to 11 call. I like to thank you all for watching. Also, I might do another stream at 11. I may be writing at 11. I may not do another stream. We'll see. But thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe. Excuse me. And ding, 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 ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. There's your host, your friend, your boy, Jeb Black, the one only. Logging out. Peace. I noticed that you guys are asking for me to do a writing vlog. We might continue the writing vlog at 11. We will see. Worst case scenario, if I don't do the writing vlog, it's because I'm writing more things for us to talk about in the writing vlog, if that makes sense. I'll see you guys soon. Chickadee guy.